Hello, my dear students. I once again welcome you all to this current lecture. In the last lecture, we studied one important point from the chapter that is called as the applications of the conductance measurements. Now, in the current lecture, we are going to take the next point from this chapter that is called as the absolute velocities of ions, that is the ionic mobilities, as well as the next important point, that is transference or transport number. Now, what is the meaning of these points? So that we have to clarify in the current lecture. So we know very well that in this chapter we are discussing regarding the conductance phenomena of an electrolyte. Whenever we can say that a particular electrolytic solution is there, suppose if we consider a electrolytic solution, if this AB is an electrolyte, if this AB is called as the electrolyte, this AB is called as the electrolyte, whenever we consider its aqueous solution, whenever we consider its aqueous solution, what happens in the aqueous solution of this electrolyte? It has its respective ions, that is, it has the A plus and the second ion is called as the B minus, suppose. So these two ions are present in a solution. Whenever we consider the electrolytic solution of the particular electrolyte in its aqueous state, then what happens? We are interested to know its conductance. We are interested to know its conductance. What is the conductance shown by this particular electrolytic solution? So we are interested in that. Now, as far as the conductance of the particular electrolytic solution is to be concerned, what type of what is the extent of the current, what is the extent of current, what is the extent of current which is to be carried by the particular solution? So that is we have to determine in terms of its conductance. So how this current can be carried by the particular solution? So it depends upon, so how this current carried by the particular solution is depends upon, so this conductance, so we can say that this conductance depends upon, this conductance by the particular electrolytic solution is depends upon the two important factors. What are that factors? So it is nothing but the product of, it is the product of number of ions, it is equal to number of ions, number of ions, that is the total charge, number of ions, then we have to consider total charge, total charge, and the second important factor is called as the actual speed of ions, and actual speed of ions, actual speed of ions. So these two important factors we have to take into consideration while determining the conductance given by the particular electrolytic solution. So what are that two important factors? First is called the number of ions, their total charge, and the second is the actual speed of ions. So these are the two important factors which affect the current carrying capacity of the particular electrolytic solution. Now we know that in a particular dilute solution, in a dilute solution, what happens? The total charge is constant, the total charge is constant, because in the dilute state what happens? Total number of cations is equal to the total number of ions in a very at high dilutions of a particular solution. So this factor remains constant, that is the number of ions, that is the total charge present in a particular electrolytic solution remains constant. That's why the remaining factor, that is the actual speed of ions, is very important as far as the conductance or the current carrying capacity of a particular electrolytic solution is concerned. So at that time we have to take into consideration the actual speed of ions. Now as far as this actual speed of ions is considered, what happens? The current carrying capacity of a particular ions is different. The current carrying capacity of a particular ions is a difference. So the speed of this cation may be higher or lower as that of the speed of this particular anion. So it depends upon the nature of these particular ions. So we can say that whenever we want to determine the conductance or the current carried by the particular electrolytic solution, at that time we have to take into consideration the actual speed of the particular these ions present in a particular electrolytic solution. So the speed of the ions, whenever we consider the speed of these ions, so the speed of the ions is equal to the speed of ions. Whenever we consider the speed of ions is to be related to that of the potential gradient. It is to be related to the potential gradient of unity. Potential gradient of unity. So this speed of the ions is related, or it is proportional to the potential gradient of unity. It is to be, that is, it is a 1 volt per centimeter. It is to be equal to the 1 volt per centimeter. 1 volt per centimeter. So it is to be the speed of ions. This speed of ions is proportional to the potential gradient of unity, that is nothing but the 1 volt per centimeter. So this speed of these ions, then this speed of the ions is called as the mobilities of the ions. This is called as the mobilities of ions. This is called as the mobilities of the ions. So this is a introductory part regarding the current carrying capacity or the conductance shown by the particular electrolytic solution. So for this purpose, we consider here the general electrolyte AB. It gives the cations and anions. So whenever we want to discuss its conductance of a particular electrolytic solution, so that conductance depends upon some factors. That factors are how many number of ions is there, that is the total charge present in a particular solution, and the second important factor is actual speed of ions. Now what happens, we consider the given electrolytic solution at the high dilution. So what happens, at high dilution this number of ions are equal to each other, that's why the total charge remains this is a constant. So the second factor we have to take into consideration, that is the actual speed of ions. So whenever we consider the speed of ions, it is to be proportional to that of the potential gradient of unity. What is the meaning of this? That is a 1 volt per centimeter. Then the such a type of the speed of the ions is called as the mobilities of ions. That is our first point, that is the absolute velocities of ions, that is the ionic mobilities. Now as far as this ionic mobilities, or we can say that this absolute velocities of the ions is considered, now these particular absolute velocities or mobilities of the ions, so as far as the calculation of this is concerned, so what happens, if we consider the equivalent conductance, if we consider the equivalent conductance of the ions present in a particular electrolytic solution, that may be correlated with that of the such a type of the particular speed or absolute velocity of these particular ions. Now we have to correlate this equivalent conductance. We have to consider this equivalent conductance of the particular electrolytic solution is equal to L plus L minus. We have to consider the equivalent conductance of the electrolytic solution as the summation of L plus L minus, where this L plus stands for equivalent ionic conductance. Equivalent ionic conductance. This is the equivalent ionic conductance this is the equivalent ionic conductance for the concentration of solution This is the equivalent ionic conductance for the concentration of solution. For the concentration of solution for this particular cations or positive ions. And the second important parameter in this equation, that is a L minus. So what is the meaning of this? Again, it is a equivalent ionic conductance for concentration of solution for anions. It is for anions. So we have to take into consideration these two equivalent ionic conductance of cations as well as anions in order to calculate the equivalent conductance of a particular electrolytic solution. Now from this what we have to consider here now? We have to consider, or we have to determine this L plus and L minus. So how to determine that? This L plus is to be determined as equal to T plus into lambda, and the second equation is for this L minus is equal to T minus into lambda. So these are the two different equations. By using that equations, we can calculate here equivalent ionic conductance for these cations and equivalent ionic conductance for these anions. That has to be determined from their equivalent conductance value and the transport number. This T plus and T minus is called as the transport number. Now what is the meaning of this T plus and T minus? That we have to discuss now. This T plus and T minus, T plus and T minus is called as the transport number. This T plus and T minus is called as the transport number. Transport number. Now once we studied this simple point absolute velocity of ions, that is called as the particular ionic mobilities, the second important factor for the solution, electrolytic solution, we have to consider now, that is called as the transference or transport number. Now what is the meaning of this particular transference or transport number? Now what happens whenever we consider the electrolytic solution? So we know that the actual current carried by this particular electrolytic solution is nothing but the actual ions. Actually these ions are involved in a current carrying process of the particular electrolytic solution. Now what happens? The current carried by these ions, in the electrolytic solution, it may be similar or it may be different. It may be similar or it may be different depending upon the actual speed or actual velocity or actual mobility of the ions is considered. So what happens? These type of the current that is to be carried by the particular ions is to be determined with the help of one concept, and that is called as the transport number of the ions. So what is by this transport number of ions? So this transport number of ions is nothing but this is a transport number of ions. So what is by transport number of ions? So the fraction of total current, the fraction of the fraction of total current carried by the ion is called as transference or transport number. It's called as transference or transport number. Transference or transport number of ions. So this is a simple definition of the particular transference or transport number of the ions is there. It is the fraction of total current carried by the ion is called as transference or transport number of these ions. The transference number of cation, transfer number of this cation is denoted by T plus. It is a transport number of cation. T plus is called as transport number of cations, and second is a T minus. This T minus is called as the transport number of anions. It is the transport number of anions. Now, once we studied this simple definition of transport number, now we have to consider for any particular electrolytic solution, what happens? The current carried by both these ions may get differ, or in some way it may be equal to each other. So, suppose if we consider a simple example of electrolyte, for example, if we consider a particular dilute solution of magnesium sulfate, if you consider dilute solution of magnesium sulfate, if we consider this dilute solution of magnesium sulfate, and if we are interested to know its transport number of the ions, so what happens in this case? If we consider the transport number of cation first, suppose the transport number of cation, that is nothing but the, what is the cation is in this case? It is a Mg2 plus. Mg2 plus is there. So the magnitude of this transport number for this cation, that is obtained to be 0.38. The second transport number for anion, that is a T minus, is equal to, anion is a sulfate anion, SO4 2 minus, so the value that is to be obtained is equal to 0.62. So if we take into consideration these two values, we can say that the transport number for this anion is more than that of the cations. So we can say that the speed or the velocity, absolute velocity or the mobilities of the sulfate anion is more than that of the particular magnesium 2 plus ions. So we can say that transport number of this anion is more than that of the transport number of the cations. So the maximum amount of the current can be carried by the particular sulfate anion as compared to the magnesium ions. So this is the important application of this particular transport number, means we may compare the relative current carrying capacity of a particular ions depending upon its magnitude. So in this case, what happens? These are the transport number of cations and transport number of anions. Now if we consider the particular this transport number of these cations and anions, then the question arises how to calculate this transport number of cations and transport number of anions. So this transport number of cations and anions can be calculated with the help of their absolute velocities. So transport number of cation T plus is to be equal to V plus divided by V plus plus V minus. Now in this case, this V plus stands for absolute velocities of the cations present in an electrolytic solution, and this V plus plus V minus is a summation of absolute velocities of cations plus anions. So by using this equation, we may calculate here transport number of the cations. In the second case, suppose this is the first equation. Second important equation is the for anions, T minus is equal to V minus divided by V plus plus again V minus. This is the second number equation. So this is called as the equation to calculate transport number of anion by using the absolute velocities of anions and summation of absolute velocities of cations and anions. Now if we divide by dividing equation number this particular first by the second number equation, if we divide it, dividing equation number first by 2, dividing equation number first by 2, we get here T plus divided by T minus is equal to V plus divided by V minus. So from this equation we can say that as far as the transport number of cations and anions are concerned, these are directly proportional. The transport number of cations and anions are directly proportional to absolute velocities of their ions, means transport number of cations is directly proportional to the absolute velocities of the cations, and this particular transport number of anion is directly proportional to the absolute velocities of the anions. So finally we can say that if we take the summation of transport number of cation plus transport number of anion, it always equal to unity, it is equal to the 1. Transport number of cation is equal to transport number of cation plus transport number of anion is equal to 1. For example, in this case we consider here the transport number of magnesium and transport number of sulfate ion. If we take their summation, it comes out to be equal to 1. So you can say that the summation of transport number of cations and transport number of anions is equal to the unity. So this is a second important point for the electrolytic solution, that is called as the transport number of the ions. So in the current lecture we studied the two important concepts for this electrolytic solution. The first important concept is called as the absolute velocity of ions or ionic mobilities, how the current can be carried by the particular electrolytic solution in terms of the conductance. So for this purpose we have to take into consideration the speed of the ions, that is nothing but the mobilities of the ions, and for these mobilities of ions we have to take into consideration the equivalent ionic conductance, that is a L plus and L minus for cations and anions, and from this we may calculate their equivalent ionic conductance for the ions by using their transport number and equivalent conductance. And the second important point which we just completed is called as the transport number of the ions, that is nothing but the fraction of the total current carried by the ion is called as the transference or transport number of the ions, and this is to be calculated with the help of this type of the equations by taking into consideration their absolute velocities. And finally we see here the transport number of the ions is directly proportional to their absolute velocities. So these are the important concepts regarding the particular ions of the electrolytic solution and the current carrying capacity of a particular electrolytic solution. So the remaining points from the chapter we will take in a next lecture. So with this I stop here. Thank you so much.